Oh, no.
It's over.
Hold on.
Metcalf will not be allowed to come out for the 9th round.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
And Cherneka Johnson, who 6 weeks ago thought she'd be watching this night like the rest of the boxing world, will end it as undisputed champion of it.
I'm going to explain what happened. Now, first, shout out to Cherneka Johnson, who is now the undisputed champion at, let me see, what weight were they fighting at? Bantamweight. It was an early stoppage, a bad stoppage by the referee going into round number 9. In fact, I'm going to give you a replay. Shurretta Metcalf is mad. She has a right to be mad. But she was losing. She was getting beat up and she was getting mauled. For her height, she don't fight up to her height. And believe it or not, she's 40 years old, but you can kind of still see where she can get better at. Because she allowed the smaller, let me see, how small is Cherneka? What's her height? It doesn't even list her height. I think she's about 5'4" or so. 5'5" she's listed at. By the way, the crowd's starting to fill out at Madison Square Garden. Cherneka Johnson, the new undisputed champion at 122? Yeah, 122 pounds. Here are some replays.
Round 1, and then the knockdown here in round 4 really put it to a different place.
Knockdown right there in round number 4. Listen,
you see Johnson trying.
This was the best that Cherneka's ever looked. She went out there, and guess what? As it stands right now, this is the 4th fight in, the last fight of the prelims. Oh. Okay. The last fight of the prelims. And she may be on her way to getting a $250,000 bonus if this holds up as the best fight of the night so far. As you can see, she's disputing it. So let me mute this. We're going to get my colleague Big J on the line. The problem I have with this is putting vacant titles on the line. Now, I don't like how she did this. It wasn't her fault. Oh, all right, she did dap up. I didn't see the dap. But, well, let's listen in. Take your time out. Like the video. Subscribe.
And now, the first ever male or female Australian undisputed champion of the world, Cherneka Johnson!
Strapping her up. Strapping her up. People are on social
They announced
media
the right name that time.
upset about
They sure
the referee.
did, and she deserved it all. She deserved this victory. She showed that she wanted to go in there tonight and make a statement.
We're waiting
and
to
win.
get a post-fight interview.
And she did.
And we're going to talk about this division that she's in. It must be really weak for them to have put. I'm not familiar. Okay, you got Dina Thor. Let's listen in.
So much gold here. She needs Jake Paul to help her out. Cherneka, in boxing's 4-belt era, there has never been an undisputed champion in the bantamweight division until now. That is you, male or female. You just made history. How does that sound?
I envisioned this moment, so I already feel like I've been here before. Like I said, this is my moment, and I get to share it with my team and to be on this amazing card representing women's boxing, to be a part of MVP, to showcase women in boxing. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful.
And your story is a wonderful one because you were one of the last people to join this card not that long ago.
How about that?
You were on the outside looking in. I would imagine to a degree some of this might feel a little surreal right now. Look where you are, your first fight in the United States, and you make history here at the world's most famous arena.
Oh, you know, this is just incredible. I'm sort of still lost for feelings and how this feels, but like I'm lost for words. I'm just so thankful. I'm so excited, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. You know, I'm evolving every fight, and I've got so much more to show.
And what a performance, virtuoso, so tough, and she hung in there. Were you thinking at times early on, what more do I have to do to put her away?
I feel, yeah, she was very tough, great opponent. You know, she had a long jab, but I felt like, you know, I was listening to my team very well. We probably, if I put on the gas a little bit more, maybe in the 5th or 6th round, I could have stopped earlier, but we got the job done.
Well, let's bring in Jake for MVP to have an undisputed champion in the bantamweight division for the very first time. One of the late additions to this card. Your thoughts on making history and also her performance?
Crikey, what a performance that was. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Let's go. The first ever Australian undisputed champion. This is a superstar right here. She just put the world on notice, and just happy to push her. This is just the start, like she said.
Incredible stuff. When do you want to come back, Cherneka? Because I would imagine after a performance like that, a lot of people want to see you again.
You know, I had a goal to fight at least 3 times a year, and I feel like that opportunity is going to come true with Jake and Nikki's and MVP. I'm ready to back it up. You know, I want to fight. I love to fight. I want to keep improving, keep working with my team, and a big thank you to all of them in my corner over here, my family, my mum and dad at home. I love you lots. Yeah, I'm very supported, and I have a great team around me. I'm blessed.
Incredible stuff. Congratulations. Enjoy the victory. Madison Square Garden, give it up for Sugar Neeks, Cherneka Johnson.
Since this is on YouTube, I want to go back and let me make sure Big J is going to call. Hold on. And I want to look at that stoppage because the referee, I'm not a fan of that. Are they going to let me rewind? Oh, it's this new YouTube. You can't rewind. They're not letting me rewind.
Our next
Let me see if I can find the
prelims.
clip. Let me see if I can find the clip on Twitter. They're not letting me rewind. I don't think it's no conspiracy or anything. It's just that YouTube changed up a bit over the last day or so. This is a new like interface down here. This is new. So let's see here. Let's go see. Let's see. Cherneka Johnson. Okay. Let's go look at this. Let's go find the stoppage. Can we find the video of the stoppage? Here we are.
Why y'all doing me like this? I don't like how she's reacting.
Now look, I want you to watch this. Now, hopefully I don't get copyrighted. I'm going to turn up the volume for you.
How you feeling? You okay? I am great. Why y'all doing me like this? I don't like how she's reacting to the punches. How am I reacting? I don't like how her legs are. I'm stopping it. It's over.
And we're done. It's over.
That was suspect, right? And she's looking, and she's coherent. She may have been she was getting her ass beat in there. Don't get me wrong. And she was on her way to losing the fight. Don't get me wrong. But that referee, she's coherent. Look, she's looking right at him. You know, she's not shaky. She's not like, you know, she's completely like there.
How am I reacting? To the punches. How am I reacting? I don't like how her legs are. I'm stopping it. So
look, what? Now don't get me wrong. She was losing, and she was going to lose. My bad, I had muted myself. I hope I wasn't muted that long. I was saying that Dina Thorslund was originally on the card. But she decided she wanted to start a family, have a baby. And basically she, stepped off the card. Cherneka Johnson was called in as a late step-in to fight Metcalf. And where's Shurretta Metcalf? There she is down there. And now, Cherneka is undisputed, and is a relatively weak division. And by the way, the only fighters who are really good fighters that Cherneka lost to was Shannon O'Connell and Ellie Scotty. Ellie Scotty is going to be coming up soon. They open up the pay-per-view. I mean, not the pay-per-view, the Netflix card. This was on the YouTube prelims. You got to actually watch this whole card. 118 pounds. I said 122 earlier. By the way, also, MVP announced that they've signed Ebony Bridges, who I did not know that she was fooling around with Kell Brook. That was a shocker to me. I got to be honest. For those who don't know, she had a baby by Kell Brook. You know, so that's why she's been off. Take a time out, like the video, subscribe from T Street Controversy with Fight View 360. We're going to get Big J on the line. All right, we got Big J on the line. So first, what did you think about the stoppage? I think, you know, the referee, I mean, obviously, Metcalf was going to lose, and she may have gotten stopped in that last 3 minutes or so, 2 minutes or so. But what did you think about the stoppage? Because that seems to be what a lot of fans online are having an issue with.
Fair, because the doctor looked at her not once but twice,
and so she was coherent.
The doctor wasn't good. Well, I'll look at it this way: she was going to lose on points anyway. She didn't lose. She didn't win a round of that fight. So unless she pulled out some miracle punch at the end, which has happened. I mean, if we rewind a couple of weeks back when Fabio Wardley took on Huni, Wardley was losing every single round of that fight, and then boom, just nailed Huni won. So it does happen. I think they should have let it go to the end, but at the end of the day, Metcalf was getting the absolute crap kicked out of him.
Yeah. Would you say that's the best or the most aggressive you've seen, Cherneka?
Yeah, easy. But then again, before everyone starts saying how good Cherneka is, just pump the brakes for a second. Metcalf is a 40-year-old woman, right? Now, just think about this. Her last 2 title fights, both of those women have been over 40. What happens when she gets in front of someone who's in their prime, like Ellie Scotty? What happened? Ellie Scotty tarred her up all day.
Yeah.
So before everyone says how bloody great Cherneka Johnson is, all she can do is beat up old women. She beat up Susie Robert. How old was Susie when she fought her? 40 plus?
Yeah.
Easy. And a lot smaller woman. Nina Hughes was 42 years of age and looked every second of it. And same with Metcalf. As I said in the preview video last night, once you hit 40, you can age a decade overnight. And unfortunately for Metcalf, she looked every second of 40 years old, because that's what happens when you're in your 40s.
Yeah, but you know what? But I and also, you know, I actually think that Metcalf, for her age, you know, she looked good, and she wasn't a like she was a late bloomer in boxing. I think you know, her issue is she's got the toughness, but kind of like we say like about Sebastian Fundora, where she don't use her height. And you know what she does? Like, if you look at her, like when she pulls back, she'll throw off a little 2-punch combination, pull back with her hands down. Guess who else does that? Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, and leaves himself wide open for the counter. But the also thing, she wasn't listening to a corner, because I said the corner going, you need to leave with the right, you need to leave with the right, and she wasn't doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Cherneka Johnson's easy set up for the right-hand lead. She wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
But that's how Shannon O'Connell beat her, with the right-hand lead.
Well, now, y'all got an undisputed champion. How big is this going to hit over there?
I think it'll fly under the radar, because Australians traditionally don't really care about women's boxing. It's not on. She's not a no-limit fighter, so really the media's not going to give a shit.
Okay.
Right? They might give 1 or 2 mentions, but she's not with no limit. So you're not with no limit. You don't get the.
I mean, you know, she did it on Netflix though here in the States. You know, God knows how many millions have watched it. She did it on Netflix on YouTube, so God knows how many millions. Netflix and YouTube, they were simulcasting, so God knows how many millions. Go ahead.
Social media will get behind it, but the mainstream media probably won't.
Gotcha.
That's just the way it is in Australia. If you're not with no limit, they don't really care about you.
And you had some gripes about because we got to get the main cards about to start. You had some issues with the way it was announced how she's the only male or female undisputed, and they were saying in Australian history.
Bullshit. Lionel Rose beat Fighting Hirota back in 1968 for undisputed bantamweight. So to say in the full belt era, there's never been a male or female undisputed. Bullshit. Inoue was undisputed at bantamweight, and that was only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When was So what's old mate's name with the glasses? The ringing out the bloody interview.
Oh, Ariel Helwani.
Yeah, he should know his bloody history. He looked like a fucking twat. You're telling me someone who's as knowledgeable as he is doesn't know? God, that pisses me off. I mean, learn your fucking history. I mean, in a way, that was only a couple of years ago he was undisputed at bantamweight. Yeah, and she's not the only undisputed world champion. Lionel Rose won the Undisputed back in the 60s. People need to learn their history.
And then they just said the hell with Kambosos' franchise title.
No, Kambosos was never undisputed. I agree with that wholeheartedly. He was never undisputed.
Yeah.
Right? So as much as I love George, in my eyes, and you agree, he was never undisputed.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Cherneka is going to do next, because now she's got a big promoter behind her, and she is the number one in the division. It goes. I mean, that's just crazy how like time flies. Where she was fighting Shannon O'Connell, and now she's fighting on Netflix, 4 belts, and the way things are going tonight, they're giving out a $250,000 bonus. For the best fighter of the night who put on a best performance. And right now, I've been watching the whole card. So far, it's 4 fights left, but so far she got it.
Absolutely. I mean, she did do a dominant performance, but once again, it was against an older woman. Ellie Scottney tarred her up all day.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see what's going to happen when Dina Thorslund comes back, however long that's going to take. I mean, how old's Dina Thorslund? 28 or something?
No, she's in her early 30s, but early 30s from my understanding. I'll check real quick. By the way, Ellie Scottney is going to be fighting next.
Yeah, and Ellie Scottney beat Cherneka for her IBF belt. What was that, a year or so ago?
Yeah.
Couple of years.
Yeah, Dina Thorslund is 31.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see how Cherneka goes against a woman of her own age. Not someone who's 10, 12 years, 13 years older than her. So
also, go ahead.
Because the record shows is that all she can do is beat up older girls.
I mean, as I'm looking at her resume now, Nina Hughes, 40, Susie Ramadan, 40 plus, Shannon O'Connell, she was in her late 30s when she fought her,
and lost to Shannon.
So all of her significant fights, they were against older women or against a younger person. Ellie Scottney, she lost. So
and she lost badly.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, let's let her have her shine for the night at least. Did you hear? MVP Jake Paul, they've signed Ebony Bridges. If you didn't hear, they announced that tonight.
I already knew that because Ebony's coming back because they want Ebony versus Cherneka, which I support. I actually would want to see that fight.
Okay.
That
would be great if they can make that 3-minute rounds. But closing thoughts, because Ellie Scottney's about to get into the ring.
Good on Cherneka. Let her have her moment in the sun. If she fights Ebony, I'm all for it. I would like her to kick the living shit out of Ebony because we all know I don't like her. Let her have the moment in the sun. Congratulations, mate. I'll catch up with you another day. And good for her. I'm glad that she got it done. And we'll move on to the next thing.
All right, so with that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. You can follow Big J at Old Mate Big J on Twitter and on Instagram. See you guys later. Please subscribe.